Now, if you want to get your question on the show, A, super chat, or use hashtag Cowboys in the comments section. Makes it a heck of a lot easier for producer Alicia to find them and bring them up on screen as we do our classic live Q&A. Anything you want, I am sure there will be plenty about Dez Bryant, despite there being a lot of trolls, more so than usual, in the comments section today. All right, Ty Dolla making money. Any chance the Cowboys keep Quinn and Bennett on the team? Both? I don't think so. I think Michael Bennett leaves in free agency. That's why the Cowboys let him and helped him become a free agent after this year. Robert Quinn, meanwhile, they definitely will want to re-sign him. Just depends on the money. Guys who can get 7, 8, 9 sacks a year, they get paid a lot of money. It might be too much in the end for Quinn. Troy Daniels, this is a good one. Has the issue of special teams been addressed yet by the team? It seems they have gotten away from tackling basics and keeping the return player in front of you. I mean, the answer is no, because it hasn't been addressed for several years now. And if you want to look at the numbers for one Chris Jones, the punter, he's been bottom third at best this year as a punter. That's a big red flag. So I don't think it gets addressed, but it's kind of long overdue in the end. All right, Texas Sports Roundup. Who is more likely to sign a team-friendly deal, Dak or Cooper? The answer is neither, because if they were going to sign a team-friendly deal, it had already been done. Now, in terms of who I think is more likely to go to their agent and say, you know what, let's just get this done already, kind of think it's Dak Prescott. I could see a scenario where they're getting close to the franchise tag deadline. There's 1 or 2, whatever it is, and Dak says, you know what, guys, I don't want to go anywhere else, to his agency, of course, and says, they're offering 34 instead of 36. Let's just take the 34 and we'll move on and everyone will be happy. Seth wants to know, what's your opinion on Randall Cobb so far? He's been the Randall Cobb we've seen for the past couple of seasons. He's had some really bad luck with touchdowns being negated, I'd argue, by rather questionable penalties overall, especially the one against Tyron. Not holding, he just fell down, and Tyron's huge, so it looked like holding. But there have been some mistakes, some drops, but I think he's brought a better athletic, deep threat there for the Cowboys as a vertical threat in terms of from the slot, more so than Beasley, who is much more of a east-west guy. Cobb a little bit more north-south. He's been about what I expected, and we'd feel a lot better if he didn't have those touchdowns negated. The numbers are a bit down because of that, but he's been fine. He just hasn't been a home run. All right, Marquise Hardison. Should we continue to invest at O and defensive line in the draft? If not, what is our most glaring weakness? Good question. If you don't re-sign Cooper, your receivers are pretty big need because then you got Michael Gallup and nobody. I think the O-line you can spend a pick on a tackle if you want, but probably not until round 3 at the earliest. D-line, sure, because you've missed on some recent picks. Taco Hill, Randy Gregory, I can't bank on him at any point in the near future or even long-term future. And I think safety and corner, because of your free agency grouping in Byron Jones and Anthony Brown, are other areas you have to watch out for. All right, Bijan Missouri says $50K, wear a Kashiyama suit and no undershirt live. I don't think you guys want that. I really don't think you want it. Guys, I already got the dad bod. I don't think that's something you want. It's just everyone's gonna feel bad about that one. Now, speaking of Kashiyama, if you want a chance to win a custom-fitted sports jacket, go follow them on Instagram. That is at Kashiyama Tailors. We'll get that link in the chat for you guys. At Kashiyama Tailors. Oh, by the way, if by the end of the show you get to that 3,100 mark for followers on Kashiyama, we'll give away $25 on Venmo. So no reason not to follow them. Chance to win $25, chance to win a free custom-fitted sports coat. And if you DM them your score prediction of Cowboys Vikings, you actually get 2 entries into that sports jacket giveaway. So go follow them on Instagram at Kashiyama Tailors. Get to some more live Q&A here. We did this one earlier from Ty Dolla about Quinn and Bennett, but I think Quinn more likely. Bennett probably not going to end up happening in the end, but Quinn could be expensive, and that's going to be a factor there. All right, I'm just him. Your thoughts on the season Jones is having, quietly playing as good as last year. Awuzie is better as well. Sanity. I appreciate it. I'm just him. I got into a Twitter war and even a YouTube chat war during our watch party about Byron Jones. He's been really good this year. I know he didn't force turnovers. But if you're not going to force turnovers, you can't let guys catch the ball. And that's pretty much been Byron Jones. He's been a shutdown corner. And now that he's healthy from that hip injury, he's been really good. He has not given up very many receptions. Ooh, yeah, Golden Tate. It's an awesome catch. What are you going to do about that? Awuzie, he has been, I think, a little bit better, but there are some issues there with just getting his dang head around and finding the football. Z-Rich, okay. Think Odell Beckham would be a good fit or even obtainable next year. He is not going to be obtainable. So that's your answer on that one. All right, links you up. We got a lot of new people. Hope you guys are all subscribed, by the way. A lot of people I don't think we've taken questions for before. Tom, you're the man, but do you think Cooper is injured? I think you mean prone. You know what he kind of reminds me of from an injury standpoint? Julio Jones. Julio Jones always has something wrong with him. It's always a knee or an ankle or a hamstring. He's always banged up, but he's almost always out there too. So Cooper's injury problems aren't as concerning for me because he's mostly, played. If he starts to miss a lot of time, if he tears something, I'll be more concerned. So a lot of bumps and bruises, but he's tough enough to play through them. That boy you hate, which apparently is me for some of you guys in the comment section today. Who are some major names we can see leaving the team after the season? All right, I think Randall Cobb has a pretty decent chance because of money there. Beyond that, you're going to lose one of Anthony Brown or Byron Jones, if not both. You might lose Jeff Heath as well. You're going to lose Michael Bennett. I don't know if you're going to be able to retain Robert Quinn. Chris Covington could be on his way out. I think you also end up cutting Tyrone Crawford as well. Now, if it's your first time watching the show, thank you all very much. Appreciate it. We could do a lot of fun stuff here on the Cowboys Report. For example, sometimes I dye the hair. Now, what should we do when we get to 50K here on the channel? We're approaching that number pretty quickly. We got 1,000 people watching, and I'm sure not all of you are subscribed. So let us know. Maybe it'll come true. We got you covered here on the channel with news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and these live Q&A. Speaking of what I should do, AJ says 50K equals blue or silver hair. That one at least I can do. That one I will not veto, but also kind of think we can do a little bit better on that one. So keep those ideas flowing in the comment section. Dak to the future with a little draft talk. I always like draft talk. Would Nate Stanley out of Iowa be a good fit as a backup for the Cowboys? I'm down to try him. I'm not that high on Nate Stanley. I see a lot of just not great plays out of him. There are some highs. But if you're talking round 6, round 7, yeah, I got no problem with that whatsoever. Maybe he does emerge a little bit better. Maybe he can be a C.J. Beathard type of, speaking of former Iowa quarterbacks. And I'm down to experiment at the backup spot because I really don't have a ton of faith in Cooper Rush overall. God forbid Dak Prescott were to go down. Super chat from Sean Shelley. Say that 5 times fast. Are we going to see trash Kirk Cousins or the playoff Kirk Cousins? Well, I don't know about you. I'm going to speak this into existence. We're going to see trash Kirk Cousins. I hope. Kirk Cousins has actually been pretty solid this year after a really bad start. Since that apology, he's been pretty darn solid. So, but hopefully trash. All right, Dante Ross. Honestly, Tom, Dez, AB, or an OBJ with Cooper banged up. Honestly, terrible idea. First off, you can't get Odell Beckham because he's on the Browns. We're not going to cut him and fast the trade deadline. Antonio Brown, I don't want that clown on my team. That's a head case waiting to happen. Dez, unless Cooper is out for the rest of the year, by the time Dez gets ramped up, Cooper's already still playing. So I think you roll with the guys you got and maybe reevaluate Dez, which I doubt, if Cooper actually misses a ton of time. All right, to Trell, this one is for Harrison. I'll have him chime in a second. For Patrick Mahomes, what about a first, second, third, and fourth round pick? Harrison wants at least 5 first-rounders, and I'll tell you what, that's probably not enough anyway. The best young quarterback in the NFL, no disrespect to Russ Wilson, who's a little bit older than Mahomes, you're offering pick 30? It's no way. There's absolutely no way. Today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. They're the internet's #1 sports book. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Takes you right into the BetDSI site. Use that promo code Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. You put down $50, they're going to give you $60 for free. It is the single best sportsbook betting deal out there. Chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code Cowboys120. Heck, sometimes even give you extra bonuses on top of that. I still got my last year's Christmas bonus that I turned in from $25 to well over $170. All right, Jada Cook, what position would you address first in the draft with the signing of Amari and Dak, and what collegiate college player would you select? By the way, Awuzie has regressed relative to last year, I think a little bit for Awuzie. Depends on what happens to Byron Jones. If Byron's gone, I'm going to go corner. I think corner is the most impactful position there for the Cowboys. I love Grant Delpit. Doubt he's there for where the Cowboys are picking, so I'd take a Trayvon Diggs, worst case, AJ Terrell out of Clemson. And Bryce Hall could be available if you want a blue star special in the first round. All kind of options there. Corner is a good class. DNA, who's been better, Robert Quinn or DeMarcus Lawrence? If you only value sacks, which you shouldn't, by the way, the answer is Robert Quinn. If you value hurries and pressures and consistencies and tackles for loss and run defense, I would almost say by a decent enough margin, it's actually been DeMarcus Lawrence this year. All right, Raul Morales, do you think Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper will be 1,000-yard receivers by the end of the season? Cooper, yes, he is going to get there. Michael Gallup right now is at 454. That game he missed hurt him. I think Gallup comes in somewhere around 850, 900, which, by the way, is a fantastic year. Like, I'll take that every single year from my wide receiver, too. That's not any shade meant towards Michael Gallup. I just don't think he's going to quite get to that 1,000-yard mark. The injury kind of set him back, but if he hadn't been hurt, probably would have been it. Kid Ray Music, will the offense get off to a fast start like the Philadelphia game? I want to speak it into existence and say yes, but the track record's no. So I'll bet no. I'm going to hope yes. I don't really anticipate the Cowboys getting off to a hard start because they haven't really at all this season. It's been frustrating, but it's been their MO. AJ Maris, what players do you think get long-term contracts? You're gonna re-sign Dak. You're gonna re-sign Amari Cooper. Byron Jones is the other toss-up one left right now. Even if Quinn re-signs, that's going to be a shorter-term deal. It's not going to be a mega long-term deal because it is such a older player. So Dak and Amari, yes. Byron, it's a toss-up for me. Daniel Bates wants to know, when will Leighton Vander Esch be healthy and playing? I want to say this weekend against the Vikings. I think if it were a playoff game, he might have been able to go. I think they would have tried to rush him back, but Sean Lee's played well. Joe Thomas has played well. If I have to guess, this week, but it should be soon either way. Detrell, on a scale of 1 to 10, how weak do you think our cornerbacks are? So in that case, 10 being the most weak, and then 1 being the best cornerback in the quarterback group in the NFL. 4? They're not bad, guys. Like, I know we always want the best, but your worst player is Awuzie, if you want to label him that, because we all love Jordan Lewis here. He's at least average. Go look around the NFL. There are a lot of teams that would much rather have the Cowboys defensive backfield group than what they have right now. CJ DeYoung III. Will there be any good, strong safeties left that the Cowboys should use the first-round pick on? I don't think so. I don't think Grant Delpit gets there. I think Xavier McKinney, Ashton Davis, those guys are going to be more free safety types. And then I think Brandon Jones is a good, strong safety, but I think, again, he's more of a day 2 pick. So we'll see who develops, who emerges. But for now, I'm going to go with no. Although if you had asked me this time last year, I wouldn't have really had much of an insight on Darnell Savage, for example. All right, links you up. Hashtag Cowboys Tom. It's funny when you cuss. Thank you. But do you think Tony Pollard is going to stay with the Cowboys? I assume you're asking when his contract is up, and I don't know. that is a 4 years, 3 years down the road problem for the Cowboys. This year, next year, absolutely. The year after that, as long as he's with his contract, yes. It depends on where the Cowboys are at, how they use him, what kind of interest there is there as well. That's my main mindset there for Pollard. So we'll see what happens on that front. But for the interim and for the stuff that matters right now, these next couple of years, yeah, he's going to be here. All right, Key Texton, another super chat. Thank you very much. I think he is a playmaker. Why the rush to replace him? Could we get a superstar? Sure, but we wouldn't be able to pay him long term. If it was a guy like Jamal Adams, you would be able to pay him. Now, it would probably cost you someone like Byron Jones and or Robert Quinn, but you would be able to pay him if it was that caliber of player. To answer your question, I think the Cowboys are on board with you. Now, they should have drafted Juan Thornhill. I think I made that pretty clear before and after the draft in the immediate aftermath. Now, Heath does make plays, but he also tends to give up plays for the Dallas Cowboys as well. That's a big issue there for Jeff Heath. I am not as low on Heath as some are. I also don't consider him the GOAT. He does make plays. He is a fine number 3 safety, but if you can get an upgrade maybe through the draft, I think that'd be a good idea there for the Dallas Cowboys, as I've said for years now. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.